The Apple market is rather interesting. Specifically, if we look at iPhones, they are considered to be overpriced, expensive, and rather not good value for money by people. Especially people if you look at in India, because what happens in India is iPhones in India and any of these Southeast and Asian countries are actually way more expensive than, say, in the United States. And this is actually a trait of them. They vary wildly in terms of pricing between regions, such as in the UK, the pricing of the same iPhone might actually be cheaper than the US. So, what is up with the Apple market, or rather the iPhone market? Why are they so expensive, and does it actually make sense? Well, let's get right into it. So the thing you have to understand around iPhones, or generally the Apple market, this is the primary differentiating factor, is that Apple does not cater to users who are, say, tinkerers or people who just need a phone quickly, say on a pinch, on a budget, say for $200. That's not who Apple assumes you are as a user. The people that buy iPhones primarily are, for example, business users who need the extra security, or people who are content creators who just prefer, say, ProRes, because the iPhone's cameras, in terms of video especially, are so much better compared to the competition. Or people who are in the ecosystem. We'll come back to that in a bit. But that is also a group. And so you have to understand that these people are going to be invested long term. They're not people who would jump between brands or switch their phones every 3 years. They're people who buy their phone, and 5 years down the line, after Apple has completed its support cycle for iPhones, they are people who will upgrade to the next iPhone. These are the people who won't really consider, phones and compare between other brands. They're the people who might just walk into a T-Mobile store and say, hey, give me the cheapest iPhone you can find. Because that's the reliability that Apple has created. And honestly, that reliability itself is worth the price. Because if you consider the long-term investment, it actually starts to make sense. Picture this. You pay $1,000 for the iPhone 13 or 14 rather Pro this year. Now, because Apple gives you 5 years of software updates, you don't need to change your phone for the next 5 years because you just keep getting updates. Your apps keep working, your phone doesn't slow down, and Apple's optimization is so good that it just feels like new 5 years down the line. And so you're actually getting better value for money because you're suddenly paying $1,000 for 5 years. Whereas if you went with an Android phone, say a Xiaomi phone, you'd be paying, say, $500, but you'd be paying that every 2 or 3 years, which means you're actually paying more for a Xiaomi phone in the same time period as an iPhone. The other point you have to also consider is Apple Care, because this long-term investment support doesn't just carry over in terms of software, it also carries over to hardware. With Apple's Apple Care program, you actually get long-term support for your hardware if things break or anything. They're known to fix it quite well. And Apple's self-service iFixit program allows you to quickly just swap out parts. Yes, it's usually not common to find Apple allowing users to do something, but I guess times change. So, bottom line for the iPhone is that when you're paying extra, you're getting better value for money because you're actually getting a better phone compared to most Androids because you're getting better power, you're getting a way better camera in terms of video, and just certain other quality of life improvements that iOS brings with optimization. And you're also getting long-term support. So the investment that you make is way longer than an investment that you'd make with an Android phone. And this sort of level of investment carries over to other Apple products as well, whether they be AirPods, which are $250 for maybe not the best sounding earphones, but for that price you're getting way better long-term hardware and software support, and you're getting convenience features like air vents at the top, you're getting adaptive spatial audio, you're getting one of the best active noise cancellation ever with actually a very good system for auto pause where it just fades the music out and fades the noise cancellation out, and you're getting inter-device connectivity. This even carries over to the MacBook, where you're paying $1,000 for a MacBook Air, but in return, you're getting way better long-term support, you're getting way better performance and optimization because Apple builds the hardware, and you're getting just a very good system for content creators. And that's just the thing. Most of the Apple products are pivoted towards the general consumer, general content creators, not niche people as such who require, certain needs, such as Android, which it is useful for general people, but it's also the phone that tinkerers get, that developers get when they want to mess with things. That's not an iPhone, that's not a MacBook. You can still develop on a MacBook, but it's probably not as good as Windows. And that's another point. You got to consider the ecosystem that Apple builds, because that's another thing that you're paying for when you're buying an Apple product in the market. You're paying for the convenience of ecosystem. And this sort of an ecosystem is one where Apple's built it so well that you cannot actually leave. But you won't want to leave because there are so many convenience features. There are things like AirDrop, where you can move files seamlessly between your phone and your laptop or any other product. There's continuity camera, where you can just use your phone's webcam with your MacBook without doing any prior setup. There's adaptive spatial audio, where you can use your phone's camera to actually adapt the AirPods spatial audio, or even how you can use your Apple Watch to unlock your phone or your door. It's really, really powerful. These are just some of the things that the Apple ecosystem offers. Now, I don't want this to come across as I love Apple and I'm trying to tout all their products, because I don't, right? There are a few things that I don't like about Apple and I honestly hate them. First of all, it's just the way that Apple treats its consumer like shit. Because it does in some cases. Want to use AirPods in an Android phone? Forget it. You cannot, because you can't control your AirPods at all using an Android phone. You gotta set it up with an iPhone and then you're set for life, right? Wanna maybe use your iPad to compile videos? Forget it. It's really powerful. The hardware is there, but you're paying laptop money for something that cannot run a good desktop operating system. The iPad OS operating system is great for a freaking mobile device, yeah, but not for a computer-like thing, because the iPad is so powerful. You got the M1 chip inside it, right? You got all this power, but then Apple, you just keep beating the horse dead. I don't know what that metaphor means. You just keep you just keep not making it live up to its potential. And honestly, the worst offender of this sort of treatment of consumer is the way Apple treats people buying its studio displays. You want to buy a studio display? Well, you gotta pay $1,600 for the display, plus around $400 maybe for a good stand, plus a few more $100 for the crap glass, fun anti-reflective crap that it puts on its display. And at the end of the day, you're paying an entire load of money to Apple for something that LG sells for half the price, $1,300, right? And this display doesn't have a removable power cord. Just keep adding it on, why won't you? So yes, Apple does do things that make me pissed as hell, as you can see right now. And there are things that Apple does that just make me want to beat the shit out of them. But you gotta understand at the end of the day that Apple is also a business, right? And like it or not, Apple has also done a lot of good things for us. And I may rant and, clip in this microphone because I'm so angry, but I have Apple to thank too. They introduced accessibility for the blind. They're one of the best with privacy. And when they tell you that they don't take your data, they actually don't. So even though Apple has some gripes, and even though their products, yes, are rather expensive, like who pays $1,000 for a display stand, there are benefits to doing so. And if you can shell out the money, the Apple ecosystem and the long-term investment that you're getting with an iPhone or any Apple device is worth it. Because you're getting better value for money compared to maybe a competitor in the same time period. Alright, future Pranav here. Just forgot to mention in the previous video, but coming back to do so, if you do enjoy this video, a sub to the channel would be calmer than I was apparently in this video. Alright, that was tiring and that was fun. Especially for my editor when he watches this, right? Editor, put like a thumbs up or a nice sound effect in this if you agree.
No. No, man. No, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
Anyway, I'd like to know what you guys think about the Apple ecosystem. Not from Apple users, but I want to know from everyone else, but even Apple users to be fair. Let me know in the comments down below. Alright guys, this is Phoenix, signing off. I'll see you in the next one. I cannot export in 4K on my iPad. I also don't like how Apple just messes with its I forgot my investment level, just carries over to other Apple products as well. Whether they be AirPods, which are $250 for maybe not the way sometimes you get extended warranty on your iPhone. The way that even now with iFixit and self-service that Apple has launched, hold on.